I have yet to complete this game, so it didn't really feel right for me to go out of my way and make a full-on review, so let's consider this an impressions video. I just want to talk about things within this game that I really like, that make it so I could actually recommend it within the 4 hours I've already spent with the game. So Septaroad Voyager is an RPG set in a 3D pixel world filled with 2D pixel characters. You roam a gigantic dead-blade map filled with interesting characters and dangerous enemies across forests, mountains, deserts, plains, you get the idea. You can play in the set world that is originally made, or you can randomize it as well to make every single playthrough unique if that's something you want to do. You can also mod the game freely. Literally and figuratively make it your own. It includes source code and an editor with everything you need to create your own adventures or build an entirely new game using all of the assets included. You can share your creations on this Steam workshop with literally everyone to experience, and I thought that was really cool and an implementation I don't see very often. The way the combat works is a tactic system that you've probably seen in other games. You can give manual orders at any time, but as your party gets bigger and the enemies become far more dangerous, that becomes harder and harder to do, and it actually gets irritating, which makes the tactic system actually something that is useful as well as necessary. You can program your party to do certain things by putting tactics on a list and clicking through them. It can be set up on a priority basis, where the first priority can be if an ally has HP under 20%, then use first aid. If your health is under 50, take a defensive stance. Enemy status is sleep, do an attack. You get the idea. Whenever you're first starting out, you don't get all those options though. You and whoever the first person is that you meet and recruit and make your own only get the one tactic when they first join. You have to go and train new tactics and unlock the ability to have other tactics within the skill tree in order to line up more ways to do things. That can seem a little bit grindy, but the skill system is another reason I can recommend this game. You don't earn skill points on every level up. Instead, you earn them after every enemy killed. I really like that. You can switch to a class, go through, kill a bunch of low-level enemies, use that to gain skill points fast, upgrade the class you want to use, and then switch it and do it again. It makes exploring different classes for different characters extremely accessible and a lot of fun. I have what is essentially a mage class that also has a druid class that also has a cleric class that also has... You get the idea. No matter what situation I need him in, I'm making it so he is optimized for each and every one of them, and the fact that I can go out and kill enemies and just get the right amount of skill points fairly quickly in order to make each one of my characters exactly what I want them to be is something that I think more games should implement. The skills after enemy's death system is my favorite I've probably ever seen. It makes every single encounter, even if it's just something that seems one-off because you fought this enemy a million times and they're not that strong, even though it doesn't seem like it's an important battle, it feels important because you're gaining something that you can use every single time. Another thing that I've really liked is whenever you go places, you can talk to people, do quests for them, and every once in a while they'll go, "Hey, mind if I join your party?" Then before they join you, you can actually customize them to fit whatever preferences you have. You can talk to a guy that's collecting things, and then after you do the quests, he's like, "Hey, I want to join you," and you can go, "Okay, yep, you're a female now," because I've got enough dudes in my party. You can do that if you want to. It doesn't have any gameplay impact, it never brings up the fact that that's not what the character originally was, ever, and it does make your party your own every single time. One thing that I haven't found yet, that doesn't mean it's not there, but I haven't found it, is that I can't change the characters after I go through and customize them and confirm that. There's not a time where you can go back and go, "Hey, I don't want to look like that no more," or "I don't want them to look like that no more." It doesn't seem to be there. Another issue I have with the customization is it's extremely limited. This is definitely not a AAA game, so don't get me wrong there. It would just be nice to have at least a few other differences. There's only 3 skin colors if I remember right, which doesn't add much variety between the way your characters look especially if you choose to make any of them white, because they're all going to be the same exact shade. Throughout my journey, it'd be nice to be able to add like scars and stuff to them after you create them. So like after combat encounters, if they went through heck, I could be like, hey, why not roleplay a little bit more and add a scar? Stuff like that. It's not make it or break it in any way, shape, or form, but I felt like bringing it up. The combat is annoying at first due to those limited tactics and the fact that you have to click enemies and you have to charge up your attacks. It's not necessarily turn-based, but because of the charge, it has a turn-based feel. That can be annoying because while you have one guy trying to attack another guy, if you have the other dude on attack nearest enemy, he might attack the same guy that the first guy is trying to attack, and then he'll get to it first. So the first guy just charged an attack for absolutely no reason, and it doesn't transfer to the next enemy, so that was completely pointless and you took damage for nothing. But as you get the tactic system more fleshed out and more characters on your team, it helps mitigate that a little bit. There will still be times when it can be a little bit annoying because it's kinda clunky, but nothing too bad. Oh shoot, I never brought up the abilities tree in more detail in the way that I actually wanted to talk about why I liked it. So you gain those skill points and they add up pretty quick. Then you go to this big checkerboard skill tree thing where you can unlock abilities, bonuses, and the ability to use certain equipment for that character to scale weapon power towards different elements and stuff like that. What I like about this the most is that you don't necessarily know where you're headed towards. It's still got a randomized feel to it, like your character is actually growing and deciding who they want to be instead of you deciding who you want the character to be. For example, with the adventurer class I was talking about, the first weapon you start with is a dagger, then you can go into the skill tree and unlock the option to use a sword, then you can go ambidextrous, or you can decide you want to use a shield as well, then you can unlock different armor of different kinds, and then if you go to the right, you can become a huntsman. If you go up top, you can become like a paladin or a knight. If you go left, there's always something different. You don't necessarily know what you're building up towards unless you're thinking about it while you're doing it. If you have it in mind that you want to become a certain kind of character, you can actually build up to the point where you can unlock it by choosing the skills and abilities that actually correlate with what you're looking for. It feels natural in a randomized sense. It's really weird to explain. I haven't seen it like this before, but it truly does feel like your character is growing and experiencing things that help him grow into the character he wants to be. I hope that wasn't too confusing for anybody, because I think I confused myself while I was saying it. There's a lot of repeatable quests, so if you want to get rich quick scheme, that's there for you. There was a quest that was just added, I think it was in May, where somebody gets kidnapped and you have to go rescue them. And that was a unique quest, honestly, especially with the way it turned out. I didn't expect that. Not bad. There's just been a lot of stuff that makes the game in its current state fun. They're still updating it, they're still adding things, but I've had quite a bit of fun, honestly, playing the game. I love the role-playing aspect. I like the fact that even when you're grinding, it doesn't feel grindy because everything actually matters. I like the skill trees, and I can't wait to see what happens next. If they implement the fact that you can change your characters in the future to make them look different, add more classes and stuff, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do next, and I'm honestly looking forward to seeing it, and I just wanted to bring it to your attention if it's even something that slightly interests you. No, it's not a full game yet, I don't believe, but they're getting there, and they're doing really well while they do it. For more news, reviews, and whatever we choose, stay tuned to Nerdsfeed. Have a great day.